So let's just have you all begin to settle down, please. And welcome. We have actually over 200 people online already. Expect that to kind of increase exponentially throughout the morning. Well, what a huge welcome to everybody here in this room and in the other room back there and online. And a especially warm welcome to the guests today for the wedding of John and Lee, all the family and friends who are here for the first time, exploring things. Yes, huge welcome. Excuse me if I don't know a lot of the relatives. I do recognize John Morton's sister. I do recognize you and her husband, so welcome. Very nice to have you with us. So excuse me, yes, excuse me if I don't recognize anybody else, but anyway, you're all very welcome. Oh, no, there's Lee's brother. Yes, that's fantastic. Fantastic. Hello, yes. And Lee's sister, my goodness. So I'm making enemies. And now what's your name now? Lee's son, Patrick, is here. We have a little bit of history with all of them, actually, I think. But particularly Patrick, because I remember Patrick sitting up here when he was about 5 years old. And he was here. Do you remember that? You were up here. And JR was doing a seminar. JR would sit here in a big, John Roger, who's the founder of MSIA, would sit here in a big chair. And so I remember that moment. Isn't that funny? Because what did JR say? JR, do you remember what JR said about you? Hang on, let's see.
Great things are expected of you.
And we're still working on it. Yeah, hang on a second.
Don't let me down.
There was no pressure. I don't think he said, don't let me down, and I don't think great things is that. But what he did say that took place is that Patrick was his son from a past lifetime. Do you remember that at all? And he said that, and no, he was here. I remember that. Now, why would I remember that one little thing? You know, those kind of funny things in life where you just remember one little smidgen, and you go, why am I remembering that? And, and that was I saw you then, and then I think I saw you a few years ago, and now it's great to see you. I don't watch television, so I'm sorry. So otherwise, I'd probably recognize you from something. So anyway, I hope I'm not offending any other relatives out here, but welcome to all of this wonderful New Year's Day. And here we are with a SPA, New Resolution Day. My name is Paul Kay, by the way. I'm president of MSIA. And this is the headquarters of MSI. We call it Prana, or Peace, Awareness, Labyrinth, and Gardens. And hopefully today, if the weather behaves itself, we'll be going out and you'll be able to see our labyrinth and further down our beautiful gardens. So we want you to partake of the energy and the spirit that is here, and so that you have the most relaxing day. And of course, we're also here to celebrate the wedding of John and Lee. So it's a hugely romantic, sacred day, and I want us all to really experience the joy of that. Whenever I'm officiating at a wedding, I'm always asking people who are in the audience to really feel part of it, that if they have a loved one with them, that they, in a sense, recommit to that relationship. And if they're with no one, they're just with themselves, that they recommit to the relationship with themselves. And perhaps today that's something we can all do regardless, that we can all not only recommit to our relationship with ourselves, but if we're with loved ones, we can also open our hearts to them as well. So I would ask all of you just to open your hearts and just celebrate this first day of 2013 and really make it really, really special, that this is just an immense day for John and Lee. And I think all of us who have been married once, twice, 3 times know how special this day is. And so really, this is a time for you to really just open your hearts and really take in take in this moment and be there for John and Lee, and also be there for yourself, because we're going to begin with a few exercises and really celebrating and calling forward ourselves. Now, one of the things that we do within MSIA is we always call forward or invoke the presence of the light of the Holy Spirit, the light of the Christ. Sometimes that offends Jewish people, so don't worry about it. Whatever light you want to call in, don't worry. Yes, exactly. So I'm Jewish. I'm really offended even every time I talk about it. But it's really the light, the holiest light and purest light you can think of. Just so you invoke that and bring it forward into yourself and forward into your loved ones. So, Father, Mother, God, we ask just now that we just open ourselves to your holy presence. And we can call this holy presence the presence of the beloved. For in that beloved, we are all one. And in that beloved, we come in love, our hearts open. We receive your love, and we receive it into us, and we just take a moment to love ourselves as your light surrounds and fills this building and each one of us here for the highest good. And in that love, we just ask that it just extend to our loved ones, the people that couldn't be with us today, the people that are online, that this light just go out to them, enveloping, surrounding them, and filling them for the highest good. We're grateful for this sacredness. We're grateful for your presence, and we give our thanks. Thank you so much. Goodness, when we come into this beautiful sacredness, I just don't want to come out of it. So, but we do need to move along. This is where I start getting a little spaced out. So, again, this is a wonderful day, and it's my great, great pleasure now to introduce you and welcome on stage this magnificent being who's looking particularly handsome. It's as if he wasn't handsome enough, he's looking even more handsome, knocking it out of the park, John Morton.
I have a lot of words for this occasion, but let's start out with it's auspicious, beautiful, glorious. Welcome, especially those of you who are here for the first time. I feel like I'm on top of a mountain. This is amazing because it's a pretty high stage. So I have my sister and her husband, my sister Barbara and her husband John here for the first time in this house, and they're over here. And then I have my daughter Claire, my son Zane, and my daughter dared to bring her boyfriend here today. And there's going to be a young lady coming later named Lee, and her son Patrick is here. You know that already. And her brother Lance and her sister Day and her niece Shane. There she is. Okay. And whole host. Oh, we got Ralph. So Day dared to bring her boyfriend Ralph here for the first time today. So it's an occasion where we're welcoming you. I'm welcoming you into the new year. We made it to 2013. Some thought we might not. So that's a cause for celebration. This is a day of celebration. It's a day of marriage, and that is a resolution. So it's a new year's resolution for myself, and as Paul invited you to consider that what's going on here is for you. Maybe whoever is listening right now, whoever is watching, just consider that what's going on today, you may have the greatest experience, that it's all open, that this is the house of the Lord. This is my work, so I have a work assignment, and I'm doing it. I made this commitment before we proposed the marriage ceremony. The wedding would take place also as part of this, and it's a resolution to integrate my life with my wife-to-be's life, and that's been something in process, for a while. So, however old we are, I'm going to pass on the number at the moment. We're full of life's experience, and we're still resolving our life, for the best. So I invite you to consider that we have a blessing here today of what the best is in life, is gathering with us. We're in a house that John Roger built. I like to think of that way. And John Roger was the first person I invited to be here today. And he's not here physically, but I know his presence is very much with us. And so that's one of my intentions for this day, is to bring his presence. He was the person that we invited to preside over the wedding initially. And I set John Roger free some time ago, so I just let him be who he is, take care of himself. So he's away. He's not in this vicinity today, but he's away. And Lee and I have an intention to join him later today physically, so that's part of our celebration that's ongoing, to make it all resolve into one magnificent occasion. So I thank you for being here. And I thank you wherever you are in the world, that we have something far and worldwide going on in celebration. So the focus for me today is going towards celebration. I consider that's what happens to all of us when we get it right. And it's something that shows up as a joy, as a celebration that's peaceful. Last night I was taking my sister Barbara and her husband John back to their accommodations, and suddenly there were fireworks. I mean, not like little fireworks in the backyard. We're talking major fireworks in Santa Monica, and so I just thought that was an indicator, a sign that something quite large is taking place, and we consider this day a new you occasion. So I think it's beyond reinventing yourself. It's more about being born anew, that we have a new year, and I look at that as the Earth's birthday. That's what we're celebrating, that the Earth has completed yet another resolution in what it does for all of us. And so it's a big day. It's a day of celebration around the world, and it means a new beginning. So here we go. You all have, and online, I hope you have access to a New Year's resolution spiritual spa morning. So if you're in the jacuzzi already, that's cool. Enjoy that. Or If you're from the northern climes, we have a fine sauna here at the spa. It's a very warm day. And I'm going to take you to page 8, if you like. I feel like I'm having you take out your scriptures. And we will now read from the book of Resolution, which is taken from a dictionary definition. I would like you to consider that from a kind of a mechanistic view, you're having the opportunity right now to be rewired, to be realigned, that at your very core, whatever needs straightening, whatever needs connection, whatever needs greater life, greater inspiration, we're going to go towards celebration. So this is your day of celebration, if that is your intention. So certainly, welcome, friends. We have new friends. And by the way, if you're watching this and you're like 10 minutes away, come on by. You know, I see some chairs available if you assumed it would be jam-packed. It is jam-packed with spirit, but there's more chairs available if you want to come on by. So I'm going to go down with some of these words, and you can just follow along as you like. And I want you to consider that when we're reading this, something is happening, that we're engaging the power that is with us in our life, and what we're gathered here in spirit, and the beloved consciousness of who's with us. So it tells us that resolution is from 14th century French, maybe, I don't know, and it's a form of the word resolvere. I think that's probably Latin. Excuse my Latin pronunciation. I'm sure it's a little different. Right, Claire? Yeah, Claire's. Or I can go to Teddy. Teddy knows Latin too. But here we go. Determination. So when we're engaging resolution, we're in determination. So right now, be open to be conscious of what your determination is. What do you want to create today and this year and the rest of your life? I have a determination that the best is yet to come. So if I was writing right now, and you're welcome to write because there's space to write, or use your keyboard, you could determine that the best is yet to come and write that down. Leave it open. Let your imagination open up to the very best. So what is your formal, it's a solution. It's an answer to a problem. So if you happen to have any problems, you're like, let me count, huh? However many, however much the problem is, the solution is present. So resolution has solution in it, like re-solving, re-solution. A formal expression. So it's a consensus at a meeting, arrived at after discussion, and usually as a result of a vote. So Lee and I voted. We're going to get married today. We went before our traveler, our minister, John Roger, and we asked for this occasion and the blessing of this occasion today as part of the New Year's resolution that we're conducting. So we got John Roger's blessing for that. We got the presidency's blessing with all of the tremendous amount of preparation, and I do mean that. It's been, I'm sure, something on the order of 24/7 for about 3 weeks. So just be glad it was only about 3 or 4 weeks ago that we decided this. And it's about to complete. So I'm thanking all of you who have been shining this place up and beautifying what we're all present with here today. Resolution is the quality of detail offered by a TV or computer screen or a photographic image. So in this life when devices and screens are ever more part of our routine, ever more part of how things take place. Isn't it interesting that it's a quality of detail in what the device is revealing to us? Resolution is separation into constituent parts, the process or act of separating something such as a chemical compound or a source of light into its constituent parts. So in some way, we're having a reaction, but a reaction that's natural. It's a natural order to celebrate. So I'd like you to consider that resolution is in your DNA. It's in your parts, whatever they are, that those parts are fully engaged and working towards the resolution that becomes celebration. It's a subsiding of symptoms. So if anybody here has pain, irritation, suffering, anything bothering you in any way, consider that the disappearance or coming to an end of a medical symptom or condition is in the resolution, in the celebration. Go ahead and claim it. That might be, I am healed. Resolution is a harmonic progression. That message went out to the Mayans a while back. Here we are. We've made it. We're into a new age. We've been hearing about a new age for, well, ever since I can remember. And in the way I look at new age, it's always been a new age, and so we have one now. So the musical progression from a dissonant to a consonant chord or note. So we have something that we're participating in harmonics, and we're moving from what is dissonant or discordant to a consonant chord, something that is harmonic. So that's my resolution. You can make this your resolution. Resolution is a final note, the musical note or chord of which the harmony moves when progression from dissonance to consonance, when progressing from dissonance to consonance. So it's that final, maybe a crescendo, whatever that note is, that key, that chord, the vibration that makes it complete, that brings us into our harmony, into a very beautiful peace. I experienced that peace here this morning with our invocation. Resolution is part of a narrative when conflict is resolved. So if there's conflict in your life, and let's consider we're going to open this up and share this with the world, that we can do something here today in the resolution that takes place that blesses the entire world. So wherever there's conflict in the world, that we're contributing to the resolution, the point in a literary work when the conflict is resolved. We got an amen here. So the holy rollers are in the house. That's good. I love holy rollers whenever I'm working. All right. What I encourage you to do as we go along is take notes that I often find when the inspiration's present, that I may assume I'm going to remember this later. It may seem as though it's so clear, so profound, and yet later I often find I don't know what my mind did with it, but it's somehow not available to my consciousness at the moment. So you may want to write things down, such as the question, what is your resolution, which is at the bottom of the page. I'm going to continue because we're going to be sequencing what we're doing, moving towards celebration and resolution. So now we're on to commitment. In the Latin, committere, the com part is to bring together. And it also involves the Latin mittere, to send. So we bring together and we're sending it. Sending it where? The act of committing, pledging, or engaging oneself, a pledge, a promise, or obligation, engagement, involvement, Marriage, I'm going to add that commitment, that resolution. So what is your commitment? So you can take a moment whenever you like to be noting anything about what you're resolving and now committing to for your new life, this new year. Now we're on to devotion. The Latin is de volvere, to vow. Sounds like something a wedding might involve. And the act of appropriating by vow, of dedicating by a solemn or formal act, of consecrating, to give up wholly, to direct the attention of, wholly or chiefly. State of being devoted, ardent affection. I have some of that going on for all of you. So just consider I'm in my affectionate mode, touchable mode. Zealous attachment. We might want to watch out for that one. Religious fervor. Might want to watch out for that one. Piety. Might want to be watchful about that so that we could take devotion perhaps beyond what is in balance, beyond what is in harmony. What is your devotion? Dedication. Well, looks like we're on a Latin theme here. This is de dicare, to declare, being devoted to serve or worship of a divine being or to sacred uses. So there's going to be a spiritual marriage here today that has that dedication, devoted to serve, to worship with a divine being for sacred uses. To set apart to a definite use or service. A name and often a message prefixed to a book or artistic production expressing affection for a friend or a cause. So I know that I'm going to be open to this dedication, to give it in my way, to my bride, to my family, to all my friends, to my traveler, that all of this is being engaged once again. And so it may be written in some form today. Some of you may find our, I don't know exactly what it's called, but the book of the occasion that we have. It was a gift someone gave us so that if you want to sign in that you were here and whatever message that you have in your dedication for us and our dedication with you. What is your dedication? Consecration. Again, Latin, consecrare. Con is with, sacrare or sacrare is sacred. So we're with the sacred, the act of making or declaring sacred, setting apart or dedicating to the service and the worship of God. The act of rendering sacred, hallow or holy, to sanctify, ordination to a sacred office. I know there are many here with us who have taken these steps in your own consecration as ministers in this church, as ministers in your life, that you can do this as an inner consecration, that we don't have to have a religion to do this. We can have it as a consciousness that wants to serve what is good, what is greater good. The act of giving the sacramental character to the Eucharistic elements of bread and wine. Well, I know that as communion, Holy Communion, that relates also to the consciousness of the Christ. So there's an opportunity today for the consecration that is Holy Communion, what has been apart, what has been in any way separate, can be integrated and made whole, that we are together as one. What is your consecration? Celebration. This is Latin celebrare, celebrat, to frequent. And to my interpretation, frequently celebrate. So let us repeat it like abundant joy that keeps moving. In each moment, greater celebration, greater joy. To observe or commemorate with ceremonies of respect. So we're going to have a ceremony of respect, a festivity or rejoicing. We're going to have a festivity, a festival, an occasion where we come together. We're going to break some bread. We're going to have some wine that's not quite fermented, but it comes from the fruit of the vine, to extol or praise, to make widely known, to display. So I'm on display, you're on display, we're together, we're witnesses. There's a testament, our testament that is being taken today. So that's an occasion of resolution. Consider that within you, within all of us, is a consciousness that hears, that watches, that observes what we take in as our praise, as our glory, as our celebration. What is your celebration? So consider that in your hand, or wherever you are online, hopefully you have some way of continuing to write, that we have a journal, a way of writing, recording our intentions, our dedication, our devotion, that when we write things, we bring it out from the unmanifest, that it has to come through the mind in some way, that just to put it into a word, into a phrase, into a sentence, into the word that can be understood, that has meaning, that integrates many things, so that we're writing today as a way of manifestation, as a way of resolving. So sometimes to make a New Year's resolution means you write down, you write it, you record it. What is it you want in this new year? And again, consider, this is what is it you want in the new you, in your new life, and consider that when you write it, you make it manifest. And the movement of spiritual inner awareness, which is this church, and what John Roger established it as, what is the name of this church? The movement of spiritual inner awareness. Often I've heard him say, and myself say, be careful what you ask for. And I've heard him say, because you're going to get it. And it sounded like maybe a warning or almost a threat at times. And so it's important that we take care in the words we speak, in the thoughts that we hold. And there's a place in the Gospels when Jesus tells us that if you sin in your mind, then it's as though you've done it as an act. And that's when I knew I was a goner. Because I didn't know how to stop my mind from straying, from being distracted, from having thoughts that would just occur. Like, where did this come from? Why am I thinking this? Why am I feeling this? And then to have that also be careful that becomes a sin. Some of you are around when Jer introduced deflect. It was a while back. And he just told a group of people, if you consider you have 60 seconds that if you say something, you can say deflect, and that will mean I take that back. I withdraw that. I apologize. 1, 2, 3, 4. It seems like a long time, doesn't it? When we're relaxed, when we're at ease, when we're not under pressure, when we're not upset, we're not disturbed. But when we are upset and disturbed, if you're anything like me, words get out that I would later, in my right mind, in my wisdom, in my better angels speaking, not say that, not mean it. And so at times it's very difficult to withdraw that. So we also need a consciousness that celebrates forgiveness, and we have one. So I'd like you to consider that whatever you've done at any time in your existence, so that would be at any time, any place, any occasion, it is forgiven. And I place that with you. So that's my dedication, that's my resolution, I forgive you. And it's in a consciousness of freedom, a consciousness of celebration that I forgive you, because it's off me. And that freedom that I give to you, I take to myself. I remember hearing John Roger tell me that. It was like, I'm going to do something that you should do. Watch me. I'm going to give you something that's a gift. Like, I'm going to let you off for that. I'm going to release you from whatever you said or did. But that freedom I'm taking to myself. And I knew that meant that there was an exchange. And it was along the lines of be careful. So that the freedom would allow me to back off. The freedom would allow me to step clear if you continue in that way. And whatever that is, let's consider that we're all blessed in the way of forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. Or if they were aware of what this is, they would not do it. So that whatever it is in our life, we are resolving it now as a blessing, as a healing, as a love, as embracing, so that whoever's in the room here and whoever's gathered with us, that we can extend this around the world to anyone at any time. And even if people are not still with us in the world, we can extend it. And we could extend it into our ancestors so that all is forgiven, all is healed. And on the occasion of a wedding, often it brings people that do not get along together, even if they just met. So families and friends who gather to bring together, and what God puts together, let no man or woman put asunder. Let us resolve that we're bringing together something holy, something beautiful, something that God is unifying, and what God unifies is the consciousness of truth, that we're all loved, that everyone here is loved and cherished, that we're all celebrated, and we need to come into that consciousness of the divine that holds those powers, that we do forgive one another, we do love one another, and that we let it be, we let it go, we let the past released. Amen. So what I'm holding here is a journal. It's a journal of Lee Taylor Young. Some of you who know Lee know that she has many journals because she's often writing. She's writing a lot and again, and then I see her tearing up pages, but then taking from one page to the next page, and some things don't get transferred. When we first did this New Year's resolution workshop, I'm going to say about 5 years ago, whenever it was, I shared some of the information from this journal. And in a way, what I'm sharing is Lee's resolution that she made, that she put into words, that she wrote down, that she let stand. And then I think we're resolving some of these words today. So let me share something to you. And she has 2005. She has JR up in the corner. Dear beloved man of my heart and soul stream, I am open to receive, getting ready. God is directing this. I am asking God to prepare me in the demonstration, if it is for the highest good, to meet you in 2006. And so we did meet in 2006. And we connect in fall of 2006. And I proposed to her in the fall of 2006. I am asking for your preparation to be in the name of God, to be together. I love you, Lee. On January 30th, 2005, for the highest good, she wrote those words. Make the, if I can read the words, huh? Okay, here we go. The man for me comes forward equal to or better than John Morton. Somewhere in the world, the challenge was heard. In the universe, and in those 6 degrees of separation or something like that, I must have received that challenge or heard it. It was placed for the highest good. There's some very choice places here, so let's see if I can round it out for you a bit. So just bear with me for a moment as I see if I have the next place marked here. Oh, okay. Maybe it's on the other side of that. No. Okay. Yeah, we've found some of the mother lode here. And I'm not going to read all of this, but I'll certainly read some of it. God, Jer, if only for the highest good of all concerned. I want a good man, a very attractive man, who loves me, adores me, cherishes me, sparks me, I think that's the word, loves to give and please me, a very wealthy man, I got that part, with a huge, loyal presence of heart that we share. He understands me deeply, and I him. He's in his 50s. I'm now 61. Looks great, confident, strong, and he holds me up, and I hold him who he loves. I love goodness God. We are God's gift. The growth we give to each other is not painful or harsh. It is an emerging. He makes me a priority to him. He is solid, I am solid. Our relationship is solid. A divine man, a divine relationship. Financially generous with me, unabashedly. His children love me and include me. That's my new you resolution. He sizes people up very well. He teaches me things that are good for me. He has a very, very big heart. We play and play beautifully together. He discusses joyfully a bigger, better world that we know together we share. Decisions are made devotedly, pleasurably together. He wants sharing our ways, not his way. He genuinely wants my highest good, what I need and want, a beautiful part. Easy to be fully ourselves, safe with each other, appreciative, grateful, wants to serve and do good, respects and includes what causes with me. Loves cats, JR, and honors MSIA. He's good to be with, good with money, not cheap. Comfortable in any social situation with me, likes humor, encourages me to fly, to soar in me. Body, mind, emotion, spirit. Well, we're together, intimate, sexually vibrant with me. Straight. Available, not married. Full, glorious hair on his head. Beautiful hands. So let us consider that Lee was careful with what she wrote. She was deliberate with what she wrote. She was resolute with what she wrote. And we're in the resolution. I'm in the resolution. So however this happened, I consider that what was singing in her heart sung to me as her beloved and my beloved in her. So now we've run through the elements of resolution leading to celebration. I consider you're engaged, and what we're going to do is an exercise to help bring that more present, to share it, and often in speaking it to another. If you confess, there's something that your soul is in there with you, so it may be something that you tell and share with another, maybe somebody that you're just meeting. If you are nearby, because we encourage you to do this with people near you. The idea is that we're going to form a grouping, and can you move your chairs, and we'll find a way to work this out. I've done a lot of these kinds of occasions, and it works out somehow, some way. It's not hard and fast. I'm just checking. I didn't get the cue. Do we have a gong set up for this? Okay. Yeah. And is that 4 minutes each, or how long is it? Okay, 4 minutes. Okay. So each person will have 4 minutes as a turn. And during your turn, I'd like you to consider, what is your resolution and what is your celebration? So make sure that your resolution in some way allows you to claim that it is resolved, and the celebration. So you can speak that, and then the 3 people in your group can share with you how they see your resolution and celebration. And that's open, so it's not like each person has a turn. It's like the first person to go is whoever's turn it is to share your resolution and your celebration. and then we'll take time up to 4 minutes for the people in your group of, we'll call it 4, to share back with you. So it'll be you telling of your own resolution and celebration, and the people in your group telling you what they see as your resolution and celebration. I'm going to consider that was so simple there's no questions. So go ahead and find a way to create a group of 4. You know, if you have more than 4, it would be possibly not enough time. And 2 would maybe be not enough people. So go ahead. For a partner. And you can move around a little bit. You can move chairs. Anybody looking for partners? Yeah, it's okay. All right, I encourage you to sit down and just bring a chair so you can sit down. And I'm going to talk to you before you begin. Okay. So again, you can move chairs as you need to. So we're going for groups of 4. It's not a rule. It's just what we recommend. Okay. So I'm going to consider that you have your group at this point, and if not, just find a way to join in, maybe bring a chair to a group and just join in somehow, some way. So first, we're going to prepare a place for your blessing, the blessing of your resolution, that it comes from your truth. And let's go as deep as this truth can be, the truth that is serving your highest good and the highest good of all concerned, that this consciousness is with you, surrounding you, filling you, awakening your mind, your awareness to what is before you, what is your opportunity this day, this year, this life. To bring resolution, to bring celebration. Let your imagination be attuned to your resolution and your celebration so you can picture it. You can picture it clearly in great detail. So you can write it vividly, specifically, completely. That you are in this consciousness of the beloved, celebrating you, that all is resolved, all is loved, all is forgiven, and now all is celebrated as a consciousness that we are free in this new day. Beirish Beishan, which is something John Roger introduced to us a while back, that has the meaning of the blessings are here, they are present, they already are. So you're going to hear a gong, and whoever's going first in your group will go, and then the next gong will mean the next person's turn. So once again, start out when it's your turn telling of your resolution and celebration, and then when you have done that, your partners in your group will share how they see your resolution and your celebration. And then the next gong means the next turn. We have 4. So if you have more than 4, you'll have to work that out somehow. Good luck. So here's the first gong. So let's see. That was 4 turns, as best I know. And so bring it to a close if you can. So you can take a few moments now with your journal. So be sure and go to the part of your journal that is for what is your resolution, so you could answer that question more. Whatever's come forward. What is your celebration? You can answer anything in between. So what is your devotion, your dedication, your consecration, your commitment? So we'll just take a few minutes for you to write whatever you like in your journal. Okay, as you like. We're going to do something at this moment to further integrate what we've been experiencing. Let's consider it a meditation. It's working with the inner consciousness, the creative imagination. Open it up so that you can further deepen your experience with your resolution and your celebration. And yes, it's fine to continue writing with whatever is inspiring you now in any way. So I'm going to do a version of what we did last year as a way of blessing the new year. And I always open myself up so that whatever I hear inwardly, I give myself to that consciousness of the beloved to speak to you directly, serving all of us for the highest good. Dear Lord, we give thanks for this opportunity to come before you as those who fully embrace who you are. We know there is a beginning that is your acceptance, so that you've issued your creation in full acceptance of all. So if you allow it, it is part of your perfection. We put aside our differences, whatever conflicts we have been holding. We now ask for this in your resolution, with your blessing, to deepen, to strengthen, to become fully manifest from the very core of our being, so that whatever is our choice, we choose back freely, openly, completely, in cooperation with your will being done. We choose to celebrate your creation, to rejoice for another day, this new year, this new life. We rejoice in this lifetime, knowing that it is our responsibility to love fully and completely, and to take care of ourselves. And in this consciousness of caring, we care for others, we care for our beloved. We care for all as your beloved creation. And we are also resolved to do this for others into the world, wherever our life, our choices, and your will being done takes us. We stand before you in the Spirit, radiating this love that you are, this complete, total love. That our heart breathes this love. Our mind is full of it. What we see, what we hear, what we sense is your love. These blessings go out openly, freely, with your power, that it is always done to the correct measure. And so we set ourselves open that we may better understand your ways, mysterious as they may be, challenging as they may be, that we are those who trust you fully, that your will always produces a way. So let your will become our will, that we know consciously there is a way. And the way is always prepared and fully allowed in loving. So we know your way is always loving, and loving in all ways. This blessing goes out to all of your creation. We are integrated with your loving and the truth of your loving. We proclaim it clearly and fully with all of our being, with all of our truth, with your might, that it is done, that it is your commandment, and you bring it to us in the way we know as loving you and all of your creation. In the sacred silence of our heart, we welcome you, that you know the truth of our being, the truth of our love, and we know your forgiveness and your compassion, that you adore us past all of our transgressions, all of our misdirection and confusion, whatever conflicts we find in ourselves or in the world with others or in any way, that you resolve it all as you always have, that your way leads to peace and joy and celebration of the beauty of this life, the beauty of this world, that we are in awe of your glory and your magnificence. All attachment is dissolving from our eyes, from in any place where we've held on in judgment, in fear, in any negative form, that we bring forward the consciousness that is holy, the consciousness of your angels, and those who come in your way from spirit, and those in the flesh, that we may recognize each other as your children, as brothers and sisters, that we come from one God, one Father, one Mother, and we are all the beloved. This peace is full, this love is full, this joy and celebration is fully released, fully here, right now. And we go forward in your love, in your light, in your resounding joy and celebration. When we come upon ourselves again, forgetting that we are divine, or in some way witnessing our brother or our sister, forgetting their divinity, be awake, be immediate in your compassion, in your forgiveness of all. Reveal it to us in full, that we may reveal it in turn, that we may extend a hand, a look of love, a smile on our face. We may find laughter and find it more and more. That we have mercy on our souls, as you always have. We are awake in your love, full in your awareness and consciousness of your love and truth, that this is your truth. And now we claim it as our truth, that it goes forth from each and every one of us to all. And we in turn receive it, that right now we are in receiving of this love, this majesty, that is the love that goes around the world. The anointing of your beloved one. And whatever has been a sense of separation or a cause of separation, we find your integration. We find that we are whole, that we are united together in this love. We are your children in your kingdom, rejoicing, knowing your will is being done perfectly, that we are the beloved one together and as each one. And we are your friends, that we can hear you claim us as your friends. And this day we celebrate your resolution that all is peace, all is joy, all is beloved. Beirish Beishan.